Have you ever felt the weight of betrayal dragging you down, leaving you lost and broken? In our journey through life, we all encounter moments that challenge our spirit, testing the very limits of our capacity for forgiveness. What if I told you that embracing forgiveness could unlock the door to healing, not just for those who hurt you, but for yourself as well? Join us as we explore the transformative journey of Mark, a man whose near-death experience reshaped his understanding of love, pain, and the power of letting go. This is a story of redemption, hope, and the incredible strength found in forgiveness. If this story touched your heart, we invite you to be part of our community. Please take a moment to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Your comments mean so much to us. Share your thoughts or personal stories in the comments below. And don't forget to share this video with friends and family who might need a little inspiration in their lives. Together, we can spread the message of love, spiritual life, and forgiveness. Mark, a 32-year-old engineer living in Denver, Colorado, seems to have everything figured out. He's got a stable, well-paying job at a top tech company and has been in a relationship with Samantha for 6 years. On the outside, his life looks picture perfect. But underneath it all, Mark feels like something is off. Lately, he's noticed a growing distance between him and Samantha. It's subtle, small things, like fewer late-night talks and more awkward silences during dinner. Their easy conversations about the future, getting married, maybe starting a family, have all but disappeared. Instead, there's a quiet tension that Mark can't quite put his finger on. He tells himself it's just work stress. Both he and Samantha have busy lives, and it's only natural that their relationship might hit a rough patch. Everyone goes through ups and downs, Mark reassures himself. But deep down, he can't shake the feeling that something bigger is happening. Samantha's behavior has changed, too. She's become more distant, spending more time away from home and giving vague excuses about long days at work or nights out with friends. Her phone buzzes constantly, but when Mark asks who it is, she brushes him off with short, unclear answers. When he brings up their future, conversations that used to flow easily now seem forced, with Samantha either avoiding the topic altogether or giving non-committal responses. It's as if she's pulling away, little by little, and Mark can feel it, but he doesn't want to believe it. His gut is telling him something's wrong. Maybe Samantha's hiding something, or maybe their relationship is heading for trouble. But Mark, clinging to hope, tries to brush it off. After all, they've been together for 6 years. They've built a life together. Surely this can't be the end, right? Still, there are moments when the truth feels too close to ignore. Every time Samantha dodges his questions or cancels their plans at the last minute, that nagging doubt in the back of Mark's mind grows stronger. Something is changing between them, and no matter how much he tries to push it down, the sense of unease keeps rising. Mark tries to convince himself that everything will be fine. It's just a phase, he repeats, hoping that if he ignores the signs long enough, they'll disappear. But deep down he knows the storm is coming. The calm before it feels too still, too quiet. Yet blinded by love and the years they've spent together, Mark chooses to look away, telling himself that whatever's wrong will work itself out. After all, they've made it this far. Why should things fall apart now? But in those quiet moments, when he's alone with his thoughts, the doubt creeps in, growing louder with every passing day. Mark's worst fears shatter his world in the most excruciating way imaginable. One fateful evening, unable to shake the nagging feeling that something is horribly wrong, he uncovers a truth that crushes him to his core. Samantha, the woman he has cherished for 6 long years, has been secretly involved with someone else, and not just any person. Brian, a mutual friend from their college days. The betrayal stings even more deeply because Brian was someone Mark trusted, someone he considered a close confidant. At first, disbelief washes over Mark. His mind races, refusing to accept the harsh reality confronting him. How could she? And with Brian, of all people? He begins to replay the moments in his mind, the late nights, her growing distance, the way she dodged discussions about their future. And suddenly everything clicks into place. His heart sinks as he realizes that every doubt, every uneasy feeling he ignored, pointed to this betrayal. The ground beneath him seems to crumble. Anger surges through Mark's veins, intertwining with the heartbreak that is tearing him apart. In a whirlwind of emotions, he confronts Samantha, desperate for an explanation. His voice trembles as he demands answers, searching for a glimmer of understanding about how the woman he thought he knew could betray him so profoundly. But her response is cold, lacking any real remorse. Samantha admits to the affair, offering excuses instead of apologies. Her words strike Mark like a thunderbolt. She and Brian are in love, and worse, they are planning to marry soon. Behind his back, they have been crafting a future together, leaving him in the dust. The weight of her betrayal feels unbearable. The love he poured into their relationship, the future he envisioned, all vanish in an instant. Mark's heart shatters, the pain intensifying with every word she says. Confusion mixes with fury, and he struggles to comprehend how Samantha can move on so easily with someone he trusted. As Mark's emotions spiral out of control, he knows he can't let this happen without a fight. Desperation fuels him, and he decides to confront them both, right in the midst of their wedding ceremony. The day arrives, and Mark's heart races as he steps into the venue, grappling with disbelief at the scene unfolding before him. He watches in utter anguish as Samantha, radiant in her wedding dress, walks down the aisle toward Brian. The sight is a dagger to his heart. Everything he feared, everything he wished to avoid, is happening right in front of him. He feels like an outsider in a life that was once his. As the priest begins the vows, Mark's emotions boil over. The world around him blurs as his heart pounds relentlessly. The weight of pain, both emotional and physical, becomes overwhelming. Then, in a horrifying turn of events, Mark's chest tightens. A sudden, excruciating pain surges through his body. He gasps, clutching at his chest, and collapses to the floor, unable to draw a breath. Panic erupts among the guests as they rush toward him. Samantha and Brian freeze, their moment of bliss shattered by the shocking scene unfolding before them. Mark's vision begins to fade and darkness envelops him. A massive heart attack strikes, leaving him crumpled on the floor, unconscious as horrified guests look on. His worst nightmare has come to life. Not just losing Samantha, but losing everything in a heartbeat. In an instant, Mark feels a violent jolt, as if a powerful force has wrenched him from his very being. He finds himself thrust into a cold, dark void, leaving behind the chaos of the wedding and the heartache that consumed him. His earthly life fades into the distance, replaced by an overwhelming sense of emptiness. As he floats in this unfamiliar limbo, he is engulfed by the weight of betrayal, despair, and guilt. Questions spiral in his mind. Is this the eternal darkness he deserves for his anger? Is this his punishment for not confronting Samantha sooner? Doubt gnaws at him, and he wonders if this abyss is his fate. Consequences of his failures and of allowing love to slip away without a fight. Just when all hope seems lost, a soft glow pierces through the stifling darkness. Two radiant angels materialize before him, their luminous presence illuminating the void with warmth and peace. Their ethereal light shines brightly, wrapping Mark in a comforting embrace that he hasn't felt in years. "Do not be afraid," one of the angels speaks, their voice melodic and soothing, like a gentle breeze. "We are here to guide you on a journey of reflection, growth, and ultimately, redemption." In that moment, a flicker of hope ignites within him, a fragile flame amidst the shadows of his turmoil. The angels extend their hands, inviting him to follow them deeper into this mysterious realm. With each step he takes beside them, the darkness begins to recede, revealing vivid glimpses of his past, moments that shaped his life and choices. As they move forward, Mark realizes that this journey is not just about understanding his pain. It is also about uncovering the lessons hidden within it. His heart starts to open, ready to confront the emotions he had buried for too long. The love he shared with Samantha, the trust he placed in Brian, and the fears that led to his emotional detachment. Together with the angels, Mark embarks on a transformative journey through the layers of his soul. He seeks the light that can guide him toward healing and understanding. This is only the beginning of his awakening, a chance to find peace amidst the chaos and uncover the truths that lie ahead. Mark finds himself enveloped in a magnificent realm of light, radiating warmth and peace that surpasses anything he has ever experienced. As he walks alongside the angels, the atmosphere shifts, and he is gently brought before God. The brilliance surrounding this divine presence is both overwhelming and comforting, filling Mark with an indescribable sense of awe. Standing in front of God, Mark feels a profound love that reaches deep into his heart and soul. God's voice resonates within him, calm yet powerful, creating an atmosphere of safety and acceptance. "Mark, God begins, his tone rich with compassion. You have been brought here for a purpose. It is time to heal your soul, to face the pain you have endured, and to grasp the greater spiritual meaning behind your heartbreak." Mark listens intently, feeling the weight of every word settle into his being. God continues, "Pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher." Each syllable echoes in Mark's mind, reminding him that suffering can lead to growth and insight. God explains that the emotional turmoil and heartbreak Mark experienced were not signs of failure, but spiritual challenges meant to guide him toward resilience, forgiveness, and a deeper love that transcends attachment. You have faced these hardships to learn, God says gently. Through heartbreak, you find the strength to rise again. Through forgiveness, you open your heart to love unconditionally. Mark feels the truth of these words resonating within him. The pain of his past transforms from a heavy burden into a stepping stone on his journey. He begins to understand that every moment of despair has led him to this pivotal point, a chance for redemption and a more profound connection to love. You must embrace these lessons, God urges. Let go of the guilt and anger that hold you back. Allow yourself to feel compassion, not only for others, but also for yourself. Tears fill Mark's eyes as he processes the significance of God's message. He realizes that the path to healing lies in acceptance and understanding, not just of his own pain, but also of the pain felt by others. In this divine encounter, he feels a flicker of hope igniting within him, a promise that he can rise from the ashes of his heartbreak and emerge stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Remember, Mark, God concludes, you are never alone. Love is always present, guiding you through even the darkest of times. With those final words, Mark feels wrapped in a warmth that transcends everything he has ever known. As the light around him intensifies, he understands that this encounter is just the beginning of his journey toward healing and transformation. God gently guides Mark through a series of profound revelations, helping him understand the intricate connections between pain, love, and healing. In one powerful vision, Mark is transported to a place where he can feel the weight of bitterness pressing down on his soul, like a heavy chain anchoring him to darkness. He feels the suffocating grip of anger, realizing how it has clouded his mind and heart, preventing him from experiencing true peace and spiritual growth. Holding on to bitterness, God explains softly, will only hinder your journey. It keeps you shackled to the very pain you wish to escape. Shadows swirl around Mark, each one flickering with memories of anger, betrayal, and sorrow threatening to consume him. He begins to understand that clinging to this anger toward Samantha and Brian doesn't serve him. Instead, it becomes a barrier to his healing. As this realization washes over him, Mark longs to break free from his emotional prison and step into the light. The vision shifts, and he finds himself in a vibrant landscape filled with warmth, light, and laughter. Here, he observes others who have faced heartbreak similar to his own. He sees a woman who was once consumed by grief, now embracing forgiveness and finding peace in her heart. Another man, initially lost in despair, begins to rise again, choosing love over resentment. Look closely, Mark, God urges. These are the choices that shape our souls. You can choose despair, or you can choose to forgive. Mark watches intently as those who choose forgiveness radiate warmth, their spirits rising like flames of hope. In contrast, he sees those who cling to their bitterness trapped in shadowy corners, their faces etched with sorrow. The transformation of others fills him with hope and inspires him to make a change. Then, in a poignant twist, Mark is granted a glimpse into Brian's life. He sees that Brian's struggles are filled with fear, insecurity, and a desperate need for acceptance. This revelation strikes Mark with unexpected force. Instead of malice, he recognizes Brian's actions as a reflection of his own vulnerabilities. Mark's heart begins to soften as he realizes that Brian, too, was simply trying to navigate his own pain. Understanding is the key to forgiveness, God tells Mark gently. When you see others through the lens of compassion rather than judgment, you free yourself from the chains of resentment. As Mark absorbs this lesson, he feels a shift within himself. The anger he once felt toward Brian starts to dissolve, replaced by empathy. He understands that Brian's betrayal was not just an attack on his love, but a reflection of his own struggles and insecurities. This newfound perspective opens a door to healing. To forgive is not to excuse their actions, but to liberate your own heart, God continues. It is a gift you give to yourself. With each passing moment, Mark feels a growing sense of clarity and lightness. He begins to visualize a future where he can release the pain of betrayal and embrace a life filled with love and understanding. He knows that true healing comes from letting go of past hurts, allowing love to guide him forward. You are on the brink of transformation, Mark, God assures him, his voice resonating with warmth. Embrace this journey of love and forgiveness, for it will lead you to a deeper connection with yourself and others. Standing at the crossroads of his heart, Mark understands that the path he chooses will shape not only his destiny, but also the lives of those around him. With renewed hope, he takes a deep breath, feeling the warmth of God's presence enveloping him. The journey ahead may be challenging, but he knows he's not alone. As the visions fade, Mark feels the weight of his past lifting, replaced by a sense of purpose and clarity. He is ready to confront his pain, embrace forgiveness, and step into the light of love that awaits him. As Mark continues his journey through this divine experience, he is enveloped in a powerful vision that reveals the ripple effect of his past decisions. In this extraordinary place, scenes from his life unfold before him like a vivid movie, highlighting how his actions, both big and small, shaped his relationship with Samantha. He watches as they navigate their early romance, a time filled with laughter, shared dreams, and a deep connection. Yet as the images change, he sees moments when his fear and reluctance to express his feelings created small fractures in their bond. Mark realizes that each time he hesitated to share his thoughts or emotions, opting instead to keep them bottled up, he contributed to the growing distance between them. In this transformative vision, he learns that while Samantha's betrayal deeply wounded him, it also stemmed from her own struggles and insecurities. He witnesses flashes of her pain, her feelings of loneliness and doubt when she sensed his emotional unavailability. In these moments, he grasps how their experiences mirrored each other, creating a cycle of hurt and misunderstanding. Then, in a heart-wrenching revelation, God presents a world where love and resentment coexist as two sides of the same coin. Love is not about possession, God explains, his voice filled with compassion. It is about acceptance, trust, and understanding, even in times of pain. As these profound words resonate within him, Mark begins to understand the essence of love. It's not about claiming someone as your own or demanding perfection. Instead, love is a living force that thrives on openness and vulnerability. It requires trust and a willingness to confront the pain that life inevitably brings. In this moment, he realizes that true love encompasses acceptance of both joys and flaws. The vision expands further, showing him relationships that flourish not because they are devoid of conflict, but because the individuals involved have the courage to face challenges together. Mark sees couples who have weathered storms, their connections strengthened by their ability to communicate openly and forgive each other. He watches as they choose to rise above resentment, embracing each other's imperfections with grace and understanding. As these realizations wash over him, Mark's heart aches, but he also feels a spark of hope. He understands that his suffering was not for nothing. It was a crucial part of his journey. It cracked open his heart, allowing him to see beyond his own ego and pain, revealing the true nature of love, one that is unconditional and forgiving. Your past does not define you, Mark, God reassures him. It is how you choose to respond to it that shapes your future. With this wisdom, Mark feels empowered to take responsibility for his role in the relationship. He acknowledges both his mistakes and the valuable lessons they have imparted. The vision shifts once more, and Mark sees himself reaching out to Samantha, not with anger, but with a heart open to understanding. He imagines approaching her with compassion, ready to have honest conversations about their pain and how to heal it together. In his mind's eye, he envisions sitting down with her, listening intently to her fears and doubts without judgment. He imagines her face softening as she realizes he is genuinely present, willing to engage with her emotions. This vision fills him with warmth and determination, igniting a newfound resolve to seek reconciliation. Every choice you make has the potential to create a ripple effect, God emphasizes, allowing Mark to see how interconnected all relationships truly are. Choose love, choose forgiveness, and watch how it transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. As this powerful insight sinks in, Mark feels a renewed sense of determination swell within him. He understands that healing starts from within. The weight of his past decisions no longer feels like a burden. Instead, it becomes a source of strength and motivation. Embracing this journey of self-discovery, he is ready to face the challenges ahead and turn his pain into a force for good. He envisions a fresh beginning, where he can practice empathy and understanding, not just with Samantha, but with everyone in his life. Mark realizes that genuine growth comes from acknowledging his flaws and striving to become a better person. With this newfound clarity, he feels empowered to move forward, with love and compassion as his guiding lights. At the pinnacle of his journey, Mark stands before God, feeling the immense weight of his past pressing down on him. The atmosphere is thick with tension as he grapples with the reality of his choices. God, radiating love and compassion, presents him with a pivotal option: to let go of his pain and forgive, or to cling to his hurt and remain shackled in spiritual darkness. This decision feels monumental, and Mark's heart races as he weighs the implications of each choice. Initially, doubt creeps in. Memories flood his mind: Samantha's laughter, the dreams they shared, the future he envisioned with her. Now, all of that feels tainted by betrayal. He recalls the moments of joy they experienced, now overshadowed by the pain of her infidelity. It feels unjust to have to forgive those who caused him so much anguish. His anger flares up again, threatening to consume him. Mark reflects on the shattered trust and the emotional turmoil that has haunted him since he discovered Samantha's relationship with Brian. The sting of betrayal feels fresh, as if it just happened yesterday. Why should he forgive them? Why should he absolve the people who hurt him so profoundly? He struggles to reconcile his desire for peace with the deep scars that still ache in his heart. But as he delves deeper into his thoughts, he recalls the profound lessons he learned during his journey through the realms of light. Each revelation unveiled the complexity of human emotions, the pain, the joy, the interconnectedness of it all. He remembers the angelic guidance and the wisdom imparted to him. Forgiveness, he realizes, is not about condoning the actions of others. It's about freeing himself from the heavy burden of resentment that has weighed him down for so long. In that moment of deep reflection, clarity washes over him like a wave. It becomes apparent that holding on to bitterness will only chain him to the darkness, preventing his soul from growing and evolving. He understands that by clinging to anger, he is allowing the past to dictate his present and hinder his future. The very pain he thought he had to hold on to in order to protect himself is, in fact, the chain binding him to his suffering. As tears stream down his face, Mark gathers the courage to make a choice. He chooses to forgive Samantha and Brian. This decision isn't for their sake. It's for his own healing and liberation. By releasing his pain, he opens a door to a brighter future, one where he can move forward without the shackles of anger and bitterness holding him back. In a tearful moment of clarity, Mark speaks the words of forgiveness aloud, feeling an incredible transformation begin within him. A warm light envelops him, radiating from his very core, and he senses a shift in the fabric of his being. It's a feeling he hasn't experienced in what feels like an eternity. The burden that once felt so heavy begins to lift, replaced by a profound sense of relief. The angels surrounding him shine even brighter, their ethereal glow illuminating the space. Their presence is filled with joy and support, celebrating the choice Mark has made. For the first time in a long while, he feels whole again, restored and renewed. The darkness that once loomed over him dissipates, replaced by a warmth that fills his heart with hope. In this sacred moment, Mark understands that forgiveness is a powerful act of love, not just for others but for himself. It allows him to break free from the chains of his past and step into a future filled with possibilities. With a heart unburdened, he realizes that this journey is just the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one where he can cultivate love, compassion, and understanding. As he stands there, wrapped in divine light, Mark feels an overwhelming sense of gratitude. He is thankful for the lessons learned through pain, for the growth that emerged from heartache, and for the chance to redefine his path. He understands that life is not just about the highs and lows, but about the resilience found in the midst of struggle. Mark looks at the radiant angels beside him and sees their smiles, filled with warmth and encouragement. He knows they are proud of him, and this realization ignites a spark within him, a desire to live authentically and with purpose. He vows to embrace love and connection, to seek out relationships that uplift and inspire, and to let go of the past weight that has held him back for too long. In a moment of clarity, Mark remembers the people who still care about him. Friends who stood by him during his darkest times, family who supported him through the pain, and even strangers whose kindness touched his heart. He recognizes that love exists all around him, waiting to be embraced. By forgiving Samantha and Brian, he is not just freeing himself from the past. He is opening himself up to the love that awaits him in the present and future. As the light continues to envelop him, Mark feels a new sense of purpose awakening within. He understands that every experience, no matter how painful, has shaped him into the person he is today. He sees the beauty in vulnerability and the strength found in forgiveness. With each passing moment, he feels the healing take root, allowing him to step into a life filled with hope and possibility. Mark's journey toward redemption and forgiveness transforms into a profound lesson in love. Love for oneself and love for others. As he embraces this new understanding, he takes a deep breath, letting the light fill his being. He is ready to move forward, to embrace life with an open heart and a renewed spirit. In this moment of realization, Mark understands that true freedom lies in letting go. He recognizes that forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to his strength. It takes courage to forgive, to release the hold of past pain and embrace the future with hope. Mark's heart swells with a renewed sense of purpose, a promise to himself to live fully and love deeply. As the divine light bathes him, Mark realizes that his journey is far from over. It is a continuous path of learning, growth, and discovery. With every step, he feels the support of the angels, guiding him toward a life filled with love and connection. He is ready to face whatever comes next, knowing that he is equipped with the tools of forgiveness and compassion. Mark slowly opens his eyes, squinting against the bright hospital lights that feel almost blinding. As his vision adjusts, he realizes he is surrounded by familiar faces. The warmth of their presence wraps around him like a comforting blanket, but he can also sense a mix of relief and apprehension in the air. His family stands close by, their expressions a blend of joy and concern. It's a moment filled with intense emotions. He's alive. The soft sound of sobbing draws his attention, and he turns to see Samantha and Brian standing at the foot of his hospital bed. They look anxious, their faces marked by guilt and sorrow. In the past, this sight would have sparked a wildfire of anger within him, but instead, an unexpected sense of calm washes over him. As he sits up slowly, Mark takes a deep breath, feeling the remnants of his journey pulsing through him. He knows this is a pivotal moment, a chance to redefine not just his relationships, but also himself. He meets their eyes, and instead of the anger he once felt, he greets them with warmth and compassion. "I've forgiven you," he says, his voice steady and clear. The room goes silent, the air thick with disbelief. His family stares at him, their eyes wide with shock. They had anticipated a confrontation, an explosion of pain and fury, but here he is, radiating an aura of peace that surprises even him. Tears stream down Samantha's face as she steps closer, her heart heavy with remorse. "Mark, I'm so sorry for everything. I never wanted to hurt you, Mark raises his hand gently to stop her. "I've already let it go," he replies softly, the sincerity of his words echoing in the silence. "We're all human. We all make mistakes. What matters is what we do after." His words linger in the air, transforming the atmosphere from one of tension to one of healing. It's not just an expression of forgiveness. It's a profound declaration of love and understanding. Mark realizes that while Samantha's betrayal cut him deeply, it was also a reflection of her own fears and insecurities. In this moment of clarity, he sees them not as enemies but as fellow travelers on this complex journey of life. Brian, visibly shaken, takes a step forward. "I never meant for this to happen," he admits, his voice trembling with vulnerability. "I was lost and scared, and I made terrible choices." Mark nods, feeling a wave of empathy wash over him. He understands that Brian, too, is a product of his circumstances, someone who struggled with his own demons. "We all have our battles," Mark replies gently. "The important thing is how we choose to rise from them." The tension in the room begins to ease, replaced by an atmosphere of vulnerability and healing. Mark's family exchanges glances, their expressions shifting from concern to admiration. They witness not only his forgiveness, but also the strength he has found in it. This is the essence of true healing, the ability to confront pain and transform it into something beautiful. Samantha takes a deep breath, visibly shaken. "Thank you, Mark. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I promise to work on myself and be better," she says, her voice laced with sincerity. Mark smiles, feeling the warmth of her words wrap around him like a comforting embrace. That's all we can do, right? Strive to be better each day. His heart feels lighter, and he realizes that this moment marks a significant turning point in his life. The hospital room, once filled with the weight of sorrow and regret, now feels alive with hope. Mark's loved ones gather around him, forming a circle of support. Their presence is a reminder that despite the challenges they've faced, love endures. In this shared moment, they begin to heal together, moving forward as a united front. As the nurse enters to check on him, the atmosphere shifts once more, infused with a sense of renewal. Mark feels a surge of energy coursing through him, invigorating his spirit. He realizes that his journey is far from over. It's just begun. In the days that follow, Mark embarks on a path of healing and self-discovery. He spends time reflecting on his experiences, delving deeper into the lessons he's learned. He reconnects with his family, nurturing relationships that had been strained. With each passing day, he embraces love in its many forms: romantic, familial, and self-love. He attends therapy sessions, not just for himself, but to support Samantha and Brian as well. They work together to rebuild trust and understanding, fostering an environment where healing can flourish. Mark recognizes the importance of open communication and vulnerability. It's the foundation for genuine connection. In the process, Mark also learns to forgive himself. He acknowledges the moments when he felt distant, the times he let fear guide his decisions. Through self-compassion, he understands that growth often stems from discomfort. He embraces the idea that it's okay to be imperfect, to stumble along the way. As he continues his journey, Mark discovers new passions and interests. He immerses himself in creativity, expressing his thoughts and emotions through art and writing. This creative outlet becomes a powerful tool for healing, allowing him to channel his experiences into something meaningful. In time, he begins to inspire others with his story of forgiveness and transformation. He shares his journey through speaking engagements and workshops, emphasizing the importance of love, empathy, and the ability to rise from adversity. His words resonate with many, sparking conversations about healing and personal growth. Mark's life becomes a testament to the power of redemption, a beacon of hope for those navigating their own struggles. He embodies the belief that no matter how dark the path may seem, light can always be found. He encourages others to embrace forgiveness, not just as a gift to others, but as a path to freedom for themselves. As he looks back on his journey, Mark realizes that every twist and turn has shaped him into the person he is today. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the moments of despair, all of it was essential in forging his new identity. He understands that life is a beautiful tapestry of experiences, woven together with threads of love, pain, and growth. And so, with each new day, Mark embraces the endless possibilities ahead. He knows that the journey of forgiveness and healing is ongoing, and he is committed to nurturing this newfound sense of purpose. With an open heart, he steps into the future, ready to embrace whatever comes next. After his transformative near-death experience, Mark feels a profound sense of purpose. He knows he must share his story, not just as a personal tale of pain, but as a beacon of hope and healing for others. He understands that his journey through betrayal and heartbreak is a shared human experience, and he wants to help others find their way through similar darkness. With a renewed spirit, Mark steps into the role of a speaker, eager to connect with those who have suffered. As he begins to share his experiences, he opens his heart, recounting the grief and confusion he once felt. He speaks candidly about his struggles, and as he does, he feels the collective energy of the audience, a mix of empathy, understanding, and shared pain. Each time Mark takes the stage, he draws in his listeners. "We all face moments that challenge our spirit," he begins, his voice steady and sincere. "It's how we respond to those moments that truly defines us." His message resonates deeply, touching the hearts of those in attendance. He shares the beauty of transformation, the journey from suffering to healing, from anger to forgiveness. At the heart of his message is a powerful biblical verse that has become his guiding light. "For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." This line from Matthew 6:14 echoes in the hearts of his audience, inviting them to reflect on their own lives and the grudges they may carry. Mark passionately urges them, "Forgiveness isn't just a gift we give to others. It's a gift we give to ourselves." Letting go of bitterness opens the door to healing. As Mark recounts his own struggle to forgive Samantha and Brian, he shares the raw emotions that accompanied his journey: anger, sadness, and doubt. "I was terrified to forgive," he admits, his voice quavering with vulnerability. "I thought it would make my pain less valid, but I learned that holding on to hurt only prevents our spiritual awakening." The audience hangs on his every word, and he sees tears glistening in many eyes. Some nod in agreement. Others look pensive, reflecting on their own experiences of hurt. Mark feels a deep sense of connection in those moments. He knows that by sharing his story, he is not just recounting his past, but creating a bridge for others to cross into healing. Mark continues, encouraging his listeners to see their challenges as opportunities for growth. Life's trials, no matter how painful, carry lessons that shape who we are. he reflects. It's in our darkest moments that we often find our greatest strength. With his heartfelt words, he paints a picture of hope, inviting others to envision their lives free from the chains of resentment. As he speaks, he notices the atmosphere shifting, the weight of pain slowly lifting. Mark challenges them. Imagine what your life could be like if you chose to let go of anger. What if you could free yourself from the burdens of the past? He encourages each person to consider the possibility of forgiveness, to take that first step towards healing. Mark's own experiences serve as powerful examples of this transformative power. He shares the moment he chose to forgive, a tearful realization that marked a turning point in his life. "In that moment I released not just Samantha and Brian, but also myself," he explains passionately. "I discovered that true love is about acceptance, understanding, and compassion, even in our most painful times. It's about recognizing the humanity in one another." As he continues sharing, Mark witnesses the magic of connection unfold in the room. His story evolves into a beacon of inspiration, guiding others on their journeys toward forgiveness. With each talk, he sees the seeds of hope taking root in the hearts of those listening, transforming their pain into purpose. The video of his speeches quickly circulates online, and Mark receives messages from people around the world who have been touched by his journey. They share how his words have inspired them to seek forgiveness in their own lives. Some write about reconciling with family members, while others express newfound understandings of love and compassion. Mark realizes that his story has transcended his own experience. It has become a shared journey of healing for many. The video concludes with a powerful message of hope and redemption. Mark gently reminds viewers that God is always watching, ready to guide them toward healing. He emphasizes that divine love is a constant presence, available to anyone who seeks it. As the screen fades to black, his voice resonates with warmth and sincerity. "No matter what you've been through, remember, every wound can heal, and every heart can find its way back to love." The final image is a montage of smiling faces, people who have been inspired by his message, their eyes bright with newfound hope and possibility. Mark's journey, now a source of encouragement, reinforces the truth that life's challenges can lead to profound growth. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey. We hope Mark's story inspired you to embrace forgiveness and find peace within yourself. Remember, every challenge you face carries the potential for growth and healing. As you go about your day, keep in mind that love and compassion are powerful tools that can change lives. If you found value in this message, don't forget to subscribe for more uplifting stories and insights. Share this video with those who might need encouragement, and leave a comment below to let us know how you're choosing love over resentment in your life. Until next time, take care and keep shining your light.